Chapter 19. Correction and the Father's Face. Outside time. Location: the incubator room. Heaven's realm. Seventh dimension. Enoch gasped. What can be done? His eyes were glued to I-1704. How will they survive with those Nephilim multiplying among them? I think this is the perfect time to teach you about course correction, said the beloved calmly. Follow me. Enoch took one step forward. His next step transported him into a grand hall. Though the word grand was a huge understatement, Enoch looked up and gaped at the cathedral ceiling. His knees buckled. Messengers and ministers were seated in chairs carved into the walls as far up as his eyes could see. They sang wondrous melodies of adoration beyond description. Additional scores of warring spirits with their swords drawn lined either side of a green sea as smooth as glass. At the other side of the sea was a throne shrouded by a glorious cloud of emerald light. Thunders and lightnings flashed from the one sitting on the throne. At his feet, beings Enoch could not even describe flew continuously crying, Holy, 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 holy is Lord God Almighty. Come, said the beloved, stepping onto the sea. We will see my father now. He motioned for Enoch to follow. Enoch stood firmly in place. His eyes were wide with fright. The beloved smiled. Take my hand. Somehow Enoch was able to take the beloved's hand across the glassy sea towards the one who sat there. I want you to see what my father decided before the foundation of your world, said the beloved. Be still and listen. Only speak when you are spoken to. I see the man we made has chosen to stray, said the father. I have reviewed the reports from our guardians about his alliance with the fallen ones, even to the degree of producing offspring. Indeed he has, answered the beloved. His wickedness is great upon the earth. Such a shame, said the one mind. He was marvelously crafted and showed such potential until his fall. 'Tis true, yet the intent of the thoughts of his heart is only evil continually, said the beloved. I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, creeping thing and birds of the air, for I am sorry that I have made them. Agreed, said the hidden father, who sat on the throne. He lowered his head and peered into the sea of glass. It is as you say. The earth is filled with violence, and all the flesh has corrupted their way. Enoch felt himself fading away with those words. The one mind walked over and touched him on the forehead. What say you? The spirit asked. Enoch felt himself strengthen and solidify when those words were spoken. The beloved. Indeed he has, said the beloved. He entered our rest from the Fail-Check stream in Purpose 1208. Ah, said the one mind. He came by a faith stream. How interesting. Yes, said the beloved. The man is called Enoch. His trust and obedience brought him face to face with the cherubim. So I decided to test him. Oh, yes, and he passed, of course, said the hidden father. Enoch is the one I had always planned to see in the seventh dimension, and now here he is as promised. See, Enoch, said the beloved, you worked through your many expansions at record speed. So confused. Thousands of tiny balls of colored lights exploded from his head and bounced all around the grand hall. The grand hall erupted in laughter. Even the ministers stopped their singing to join in the merriment. How interesting, said the hidden father. His voice thundered, Bring him to me. Lightning accompanied the command. Enoch's knees buckled. He collapsed onto the floor. The beloved scooped him up as if he were no heavier than a pebble and dropped him into the emerald cloud on the throne. Enoch squeezed his eyes shut, trembling all over at the thought of the punishment that awaited him. Then he had the strangest feeling. Warmth came over him in every direction, wave after wave, rippling over him like water. All of a sudden, a memory of Methuselah came to mind. Enoch remembered how he felt when Methuselah was just born. He remembered holding the sleeping baby in his arms, waiting for him to wake up and open his eyes. Enoch remembered staring at Methuselah so hard that the intensity of his gaze seemed to startle the infant until finally the baby opened his eyes and Enoch opened his eyes. Slowly he looked up and gazed into the most beautiful face he had ever seen. The hidden father was cradling him in his. Enoch was no bigger than a small newborn compared to this almighty one. Enoch reached up and touched his face. Light, love, and peace flowed through Enoch's fingertips and spread through his body like warm milk. Enoch stayed that way for a good while, utterly fascinated by his face. How silly I was to ever doubt his love. Finally, Enoch closed his eyes and drifted off into the sweetest dream. But before he lost consciousness, he heard the chorus singing a tender lullaby and these words. "Let us take another look," said they in unison. "One more like this one," said the hidden father. "We shall start anew." "You look refreshed," said the beloved cheerfully. He was humming a tune while scanning I-1704. "I feel wonderful," said Enoch as he entered the double mahogany doors, "like I was just born yesterday." The beloved laughed. "Well, there is nothing like the Father's love to set you back on course." "Too true," said Enoch. He took his seat at his desk and began skimming through the scrolls he'd left there before his visit to the Grand Hall. Enoch popped the seal off the tube of one and released it. The scroll emerged from the container, unraveled itself, and stood upright in midair. It hovered there, waiting for the next command. "Speaking of courses," said Enoch, "have you located a pure derivative on Adama that can justify the 120-year stay of execution? I have searched and searched through these alternatives I thought might have prevented the spread of the Nephilim." Enoch stepped away from the scroll and closed it. "They all bring back the same result. Total corruption. Not even one derivative with the original ACGT sequences you showed me in Adam's DNA. "I noticed that as well," said the beloved. "So I looked for my fail check. I always create a self." "How does that help us?" said Enoch. "If we don't find one man with pure DNA from Adam, the Ancient One will confirm the total destruction of all life on Adama." Enoch began pacing the room. "Every person in the incubator destined for Purpose 1208 will be eliminated." The beloved simply looked at him, amused. "How can you be so calm at a time like this?" asked Enoch. "Don't you care?" "Enoch, Enoch," said the beloved, "when will you trust me?" Enoch looked down at his feet. "Don't you know who I am?" asked the beloved. Enoch's face flushed. A huge swirl of red light seeped from his head and slid to the floor. The beloved shook with laughter. Okay, he said, once he regained his composure. "There is no need to be ashamed. Come, I will teach you. Let's look at what happens in Purpose 1208 if we do nothing to prevent the error from occurring," said the beloved. While they skimmed through I-1704, Enoch watched as the entire terrible future of mankind played out before him. The giant Nephilim were born. They multiplied rapidly on the earth and dominated the sons of men because of their sheer size. Eventually, the insatiable beings overwhelmed every natural food source, animals, fish, birds, and plant life. The Nephilim spread throughout the earth in search of more food, but some giants began to supplement their diet with human flesh. To appease the giants' appetite, the sons of Adam started bringing offerings of food, grain, and wine to these men of renown and showed them great honor. Soon, men forgot about their hidden father and began worshiping these giants. Great tales were created honoring the Nephilim, and temples were built for them as dwelling places. The sons of Adam submitted to their every demand, even to the point of sacrificing humans to the Nephilim in exchange for their own lives. Enoch put his hand on I-1704 and paused its forward motion. The depravity on display was inconceivable. Enoch looked away from the panel and faced the beloved. "You mean you won't send any type of intervention or additional warning to stop the sons of Adam from being deceived?" he asked. "No," said the beloved. "Keep watching." Fallen Benai Elohim continued to corrupt the women with their seed and teach the sons of Adam to commit every type of vice. Crossbreeding animals, sexual immorality, using plants to make mind-altering substances, and unrestrained violence against one another. Finally, Enoch could take no more of the parade of horrors. He walked away from the scene, shaken to the core. "I understand why you couldn't bear to watch this progression," said the beloved sympathetically. "However, because you stopped, you missed the fail check I implemented before creating Adam and Eve. Look here." Enoch turned back to I-1704 and peered into its depths. See, this one man has hidden himself away, far away from the corruption, said the beloved. He still prays and offers the sacrifices taught by Adam and continued by Seth. Because of this, the one mind counsels him and protects him. Oh, said Enoch, the Felchek is not a person, but an inherent gift. All the others had the Felchek as well, said the beloved, but he is the only one who decided to use it. Well, who is he? Asked Enoch. He is your great-grandson, Noah, said the beloved, looking pleased. What is the gift that said the beloved, looking pleased. What is the gift that protected him? Asked Enoch. Faith. Noah is the only one who had enough faith to obey his conscience, replied the beloved. All people are created knowing right from wrong. However, it takes faith to do what is right in the face of evil. Enoch looked away from the beloved and back to I-1704. It still displayed the evils to come. My lord, said Enoch, I am glad that Noah used his faith, but what about all the other people who did not? Many were deceived. They were not truly deceived, said the beloved. The temptation to sin came, but could stray from the truth, just like that wicked one who first rebelled. Enoch asked, what was the wicked one's name? Why don't you ever say his name? A name is an honor, Enoch, said the beloved. Once someone dishonors the hidden Father by willfully rejecting him, that person's name is not mentioned. The nameless one embraced sin and has been cast out because of it. I thought I heard some of the fallen ones call him Lucifer. Those fallen ones who have been cast out with the wicked one may call him that, but Lucifer was his title, which meant light bearer. That was his function. Once he determined to spread darkness instead of light, he was judged by my Father. Enoch thought about that for a while. The beloved said nothing, knowing that all serious matters require a good deal of thought. Finally, Enoch asked the question that bothered him the most. How did the nameless one embrace sin? That rebellious one meditated on it until pride and fear drove him. He wanted to be like the Most High. He desired the love and praise of all. He was afraid of not being the one in total control. He thought he could rule better than the Creator. Those were lies, said the beloved. Fire burned in his eyes as he spoke. That is the origin of deception, believing a lie as truth. Enoch's eyes grew wide with fear. The beloved was now shrouded by the purple ark. The fear of the Lord washed over Enoch. Enoch bowed and asked, Lord, how do we resist deception? Instead of embracing a thought without question, challenge it, the beloved answered without hesitation. Pray for wisdom, and the one mind will bring all truth to your remembrance. Enoch felt the purple haze lift. He slowly rose and sat back in his seat. He stared back into I-1704 and all the embracing of sin that was taking place without any resistance to evil. The beloved spoke the truth. Indeed, it is a sobering truth, said the beloved. Each person who sins has chosen to do so. So they will all be destroyed? Asked Enoch. Yes, but not before they receive ample warning. The beloved sighed. Enoch, the ancient Father, must judge sins because he is unfailingly just. He will not spare the unrighteous seed. Only Noah and his household who enter the ark with him will be saved. The cleansing will occur as you prophesied many years ago. When did I prophesy a flood? Asked Enoch. Don't you remember when your son was born? Asked the beloved. Oh, right, said Enoch. He remembered the meaning of his son's name. Methuselah means, when he dies, it will come. The flood will come after Methuselah dies. Indeed, Methuselah's life shall be the warning, said the beloved. He paused and used his finger to write directly into I-1704. What are you doing? Asked Enoch. I just told one of my scribes what to say about Noah in the code. The beloved leaned back so Enoch could read the symbols glittering on the screen. By faith, Noah, when warned about events not yet seen, in holy fear, prepared an ark for the safety of his household. Through faith, he condemned the world and became an heir. I think Noah will be honored to be recognized in the code, said Enoch. But I have just one more question. What is the code? Ah, you would want to know that, said the beloved. Although the original intent of the ancient Father remains fixed, The paths of the individual people in Purpose 1208 will be altered. The reseeding of Adama is a course correction, which will cause repercussions throughout Purpose 1208. The code will guide the sons of Adam back to their original intent. What? Asked Enoch, looking more confused than ever. The code is back on the right path. Oh, said Enoch, I wish someone had given me a code book. Enoch, said the beloved, you are more honored than you know. Some of what is written in your scrolls will be etched into the code. You are one of my first scribes. Enoch felt a million little drops of white light shoot from his head, and he fainted. Before the beloved could summon them, the two flames entered the room and scooped the man up. We are on standby for this one, they said in unison, per the Father's orders.